Hi everyone, thank you for joining me again this week for our bite-sized yoga class. Today we're going to do a yin style class that's focused on our posture, our shoulders, opening our chests, and just releasing a bit of the tension that we've maybe built up over the week, trying to expand our lungs and get a bit of calm into our bodies. So to begin with, as usual, we're going to come into a little breathing exercise. So just coming to a comfortable seat on your knees, cross legs in front of you, however you like. We're just going to take a few deep breaths, resting our hands in our laps, inhaling deeply through the nose, exhaling through the mouth, letting the shoulders drop. Inhale, filling the lungs. Exhale through the mouth. Getting ready for the class ahead. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, so to begin with, we're going to come into a butterfly pose. This is slightly different in yin. So you might want to grab a block or two or just something you can prop yourself up on. So a pillow will do, anything that just elevates you off of the floor a little bit. So you're going to take your pillow or your block and just place it underneath your hips bones so that you're just on the edge of it. So it tilts your hips forwards, and you'll find that that increases your ability to sit up a little bit straighter. Bringing your knees bent, feet on the floor in front of you. Usually in butterfly pose, we'd have our feet fairly close to our bodies, but today we want to move them slightly further away, feet together, letting the knees drop out to the sides. So instead of it being sort of a tight angle, you're going to have more like a diamond shape. So you can move your feet even further away from you. Just adjust yourself on that block so you're in a comfortable position. If it feels tight through the knees, remember you can put pillows or blocks underneath your knees just to prop you up a little bit so that you're not tight and hunched up. So letting the feet relax, letting the knees fall out. Hands can rest on your knees, on your inner thighs. And just inhale, straightening, expanding the lungs. And exhale. If you're comfortable here and you're feeling a good stretch, please stay here. Otherwise, if you're looking for a little bit more, you can start to hinge forwards. We don't want to come to our absolute edge. You just want to feel a good stretch through the inner groins, through the hips. You might even feel it slightly through the back, making sure that your shoulders aren't crowding your ears. Let them release down. I'm going to stay here for about a minute, so make sure you're somewhere that you can hold. You can bring your hands to your feet. That can help steady you a little bit. You might find as we're sitting here a little bit longer that you can get slightly deeper into the pose. You're just letting gravity do the work. Making sure you're continuing to breathe. We don't want you to hold your breath. Just another couple of deep breaths here. One more, make this your deepest breath yet. Exhaling through the mouth. And slowly bringing yourself back up to seated. Bringing your knees back together, you can just remove that block. I'm going to come into a slow cat-cow, which is going to start to warm up between our shoulder blades, through our vertebrae. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Inhaling, look up towards the sky. Exhale, pushing the floor away, rounding the back, tucking the hips. Inhaling, arching up. Exhale, release, rounding the back, tucking the hips. You can go as fast or as slow as you want. You don't have to copy what I'm doing here. You maybe even want to do some rib circles here, so just moving from side to side on your cat-cows, articulating through the ribs and the vertebrae together, warming everything up. And coming back to neutral and a flat back. We're going to just push back into a loose child's pose. So knees nice and wide, toes coming towards each other, and pushing your hips back to your feet, releasing down. You can always place a pillow between your hips and your heels if it's too uncomfortable to push back. But we're not using any structure here. We're not efforting into the pose. This is all about gravity. So letting your head fall to the floor. Make a pillow out of your hands. Just rest your forehead down. Letting your chest fall downwards. As you breathe, let your stomach expand. Just releasing all of that tension. Great. Now from here, stretching your arms back in front of you, we're going to do a brief tricep stretch here. So bringing your hands together into prayer position, start to push your elbows down into the floor and bring your thumbs towards the base of your neck. So you should feel this stretching out your armpits, stretching out your triceps. This is a great one to do if you've been sitting in general, sitting at a desk, hunched over. It's a really great way to open up through the chest and just expand that lung capacity. Releasing. Coming up slightly, taking your right arm up towards the sky, and just like a variation on thread the needle, you're going to put the right arm underneath the left, resting the right side of your face down towards the floor, left arm stretching out in front of you. It's a really subtle stretch through your shoulder. Releasing down. Back through center, switching arms, left arm up to the sky, threading underneath, left side of the face to the floor. Feeling the broadening of the back there. Stretching through the shoulders. And back to center. Coming back onto your hands and knees. And come into melting heart pose or puppy pose. So knees underneath the hips. Starting to walk the hands forward on the mat. Just starting to dip your chest down towards the floor. Hips stay high. You can always hold on to the edge of your mat here. That can be really helpful just to get you into position. So you've got that opposing force, pulling with the hands and then pulling back with the hips. So you're creating loads of length through the torso. And release your hands and just release down. You can always get a pillow if you want to rest your chest down. It's fine to hover as well, whatever your body needs today. Rest your forehead, your chin on the floor. We're just going to repeat that prayer position with the hands. So bringing the thumbs towards the base of the skull, towards the neck. If that feels too much for you, just stay in the original position. And release that. Coming back up onto your hands and knees. Sitting back onto your heels and just shaking out your arms, rolling your shoulders backwards and forwards, turning the head side to side, up and down. Great. And then we're just going to come down, lay on our fronts, just whatever you want to get there. We're going to come into Sphinx position, but this time we're going to do it with wide legs. So bringing your feet as wide as your mat, releasing the toes, you don't want them tucked under, released. Elbows directly underneath your shoulders, fingers wide. Then from here, you're going to inhale and just start to pull the shoulder blades together, lifting the head, slight tuck of the chin, shoulders down, pelvis pushing into the floor. On your exhale, release. So relaxing, letting the shoulders come up towards the ears. Inhale, pulling everything forward, opening up, pulling the scapula together. And release. Inhale, opening up. Making sure your hips are tucked under so you're not hiking up through your lower back, causing any discomfort there. And release. Now from here, we're just going to come and bring our hands one on top of the other, resting your forehead down. Bringing your feet back together. We're just going to come into a little hip opener here. So bringing your right leg up in line with your hips, knee bent, foot flexed. Letting the left foot release. So this might be very comfortable. This might be kind of a sleeping position for you. That's great. Otherwise, if this is a good stretch, I want you to stay here. If you want the next stage for this pose, just start to straighten out that right leg, flexing through the foot. Try not to let that right hip come up. You want it down into the floor. Head released. Making sure you're not clenching your jaw. Everything is relaxed here apart from that right foot, that right leg. Try making a little micro adjustment of moving that right hip away from you. So I don't know if you can see here, but just slightly push it down and away. You'll feel a little bit more stretch here. And you won't be hiking up. Just creating some length through the right hand side. Now if you straighten your leg, bring it back to bent. And then just bring it back to neutral behind you. We're going to repeat that on the other side. Just shake out the hips a little bit, release your hips, release any tension there. You might be able to feel a difference between the two sides now. That right side might feel a lot looser. Just going to do a brief seal pose, so bringing your hands out in front of you, gently pushing your chest and stomach off of the floor, shoulders pulled together. And release. One more time. Pushing up, pulling the chest forwards. and release. I'm going to repeat that on the other side. I don't have much room on this side, so I'm going to keep my leg bent here. But if you had your leg straight, feel free to take that variation. Bringing your hands one on top of the other, maybe switch the position. Resting your head down, bringing your left leg up, knee in line with the hip, foot flexed. So again, staying here or starting to straighten that leg out. Making sure that hip is pushing down, you're not hiking up like this. Hip away from the shoulder. Creating length through the left side. If you straighten that leg, start to bring it back to a bent position. Gently move it back in line. Shaking out through the hips. They might feel a bit more even now. Okay, so from here, turning over onto our backs. We're going to hug both legs in towards our bodies. And just rock from side to side, massaging your lower back. Letting your knees fall over to the left-hand side. Do a supine twist. Bring the right arm open out to the right. Try to make sure that you keep your right shoulder on the floor. If that means that your knees are hovering, by all means get a block or a pillow to prop yourself up. Most important to try and keep that shoulder pressing down. Now, using that same principle as when we were on the front, trying to move that hip away from our shoulders. So you can use your fingers, your thumb, just to give you a little bit of a reference point. But instead of letting it hike up, pushing it away from yourself. So you'll feel that immediate length through the right side, through the ribs, through the waist. Just spiraling your spine, looking over that right shoulder. Next inhale, roll back to center, both knees into the chest, rocking side to side again. And you might need to move over like me if you've not got enough room, letting your legs and your knees rock over to the right. Opening the left arm up, shoulder down, looking over that left arm, left shoulder, in and out through the nose. On a soft gaze or eyes closed, moving that hip away from you, creating that tension, but not too much tension. Next inhale, rocking back to center, rocking from side to side. You can take a brief happy baby, bringing your hands to the outside of your feet or your ankles and just pulling your knees down towards your torso. Again, rocking from side to side. and releasing, letting everything go now. And come to your relaxation, shoulders releasing under the back, feet falling out, palms up towards the sky. Letting the breath breathe for you now, no structured breathing. And stay here as long as you like. Just letting the work wash over you, being rewarded for all the effort that you've just put in. Thank you so much for joining me again today. I hope that you've enjoyed this yin style class. If you do enjoy this kind of movement, please like and subscribe. I drop a new class every Thursday. If you want a more personalized approach to any of your aches and pains, head over to my website. The link is in my bio for your free posture assessment and pose breakdown.